You know, it's funny. Sometimes when we're searching for answers to our very modern problems, the best advice isn't new at all. It's ancient. We're going to dive into a Korean poem that's about 700 years old, and you'll see it's an incredible practical guide for finding hope, especially when you feel completely lost.
I mean, who hasn't, right? That feeling of being completely adrift, caught in a sudden downpour of problems, and you're not even sure there's solid ground anywhere. It's a feeling we all know, and it's right at the very heart of the poem we're about to explore together.
So here it is. This beautiful poem is called Gangul, which means at the river mouth, and it was written by a 14th century Korean scholar named Jeong Po. It's absolutely amazing how he packs an entire journey from crisis to total relief into just these 4 short lines. Let's break it down character by character to really feel its power.
All right, so our journey begins exactly where most of life's big challenges do, completely out of the blue. This first part, caught in a sudden storm, throws us right into the middle of the action, no warning at all.
Let's look at the building blocks of this line. Think of them as puzzle pieces. First, we have E, which means to move. Then comes Ju, the character for boat. Next is Pong, which means to meet. And finally, we have this fantastic combination, Gip-u, which puts together sudden and rain. You can already feel the scene coming to life, can't you?
So when you put those pieces together, you get I ju bong Gip-u. Moving the boat, I meet a sudden rain. It's such a simple but vivid image. The poet is just going about his business, sailing along, and then, bam! He's hit by this intense, unexpected storm. This isn't just about bad weather, it's a perfect metaphor for any crisis life throws our way. So the storm hits. What does he do? Does he freak out? Nope. This second line shows us something really different. First, we see wei a, which means to lean on, and do, that's the oar. Then we have mang wang, and this character is so cool. It means both to watch and to hope. Finally, there's Gui-yoon, which translates to returning clouds.
의도만기운. So instead of fighting the storm, instead of frantically paddling, he just leans on his oar, and he observes. He watches the returning clouds, a symbol of the steady, predictable rhythms of nature. This is such a profound choice, isn't it? To find a moment of stillness and just watch the natural order of things, even when everything around you is pure chaos.
But here's the thing. Being calm doesn't mean you're not afraid. This next section, Lost Sea, Welcoming Mountain, takes us from a moment of profound doubt to a sudden, joyful discovery. It's a real emotional roller coaster. So let's look at just how deep this uncertainty goes. We have he, high, that's the sea, and hwal, quad, which means vast or wide. Then we get to the core emotion, to doubt. And what does he doubt? The existence of muji, mudi, which literally means no land.
해활의무지. Wow, this is the absolute lowest point of his journey. Just try to imagine it. The sea of chaos around you is so huge, so overwhelming, that you start to doubt if stability, if land itself even exists anymore. It's a powerful way to describe feeling utterly lost and alone.
But right at that moment of total despair, everything changes. The poem just turns on a dime. The final line is like a sudden burst of sunlight. We get yan for mountain and myong, meaning bright. And then this incredible rush of emotion, hui, which is pure joy. And what's the reason for all this joy? Yuchun, there is a village. Sanmyeong hu yuchong. Through all that gloom, he spots it, a bright mountain, and with it, the sight of a village. It's a symbol of stability, of human connection, of a safe place to land. After enduring all that doubt, hope appears, and it's not just a possibility, it's a joyful reality.
And here you can see it side by side. This dramatic shift is the very heart of the poem. The journey from I doubt there is land to I rejoice there's a village is everything. It's the whole emotional arc. So the real question is, how did he get from one side to the other?
Well, that contrast reveals a much deeper philosophy going on here. This isn't just a story about getting lost and then getting lucky. It's about developing a state of mind, a calm within chaos, that makes finding that village possible in the first place.
Really, the entire poem is a landscape of symbols. The sudden rain and the vast sea, well, that's life's chaos, the unpredictable challenges that make us feel lost. But the returning clouds and the bright mountain, they represent the complete opposite. The steady, reliable foundations of nature and community that we can cling to for hope.
And this right here, this is the central message. Spotting that mountain wasn't just a lucky break. It was the direct result of his choice to lean on the oar, to be patient, and to just observe. He didn't just find hope. You could say he earned it through his mindset.
So what does this 700-year-old journey mean for us, right here, right now? How can we actually apply this wisdom when we find ourselves in our own sudden storms? Well, the poem gives us a pretty clear 4-step path. Number 1, face the storm. Acknowledge what's happening without letting panic take over. 2, observe with patience. Just like the poet watched the clouds, look for the patterns, the things that are still steady. 3, endure the doubt. It is okay to feel lost. Don't let that feeling be the end of the story. And finally, 4, be ready to spot the light, that glimmer of stability, that bright mountain on the horizon.
And that brings us to a final question, something for you to think about. When you feel lost in the vast sea of your own challenges, what is the constant you can look for? What is your foundation of hope? In your storm, what is your bright mountain?